Hello, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to our final review of the Amazon business here for the 2023. So I started on August 26th this year, and today's December 30th. So Happy New Year to everyone, just in a couple days. And I will be doing review of the 4 months into the process and the year wrap-up review. So this is a dashboard. You can see my total balance here is just under $1,000. So I think last month, for the first time, I crossed the $1,000 threshold here. And if I look at the numbers, let's just take a quick look. So my recent payout here was like almost 600, which is probably about $300 profit, roughly half of the payouts, because I cover the fees. I mean, this is minus the fees, but I cover postage by Canada Post and sticker cost itself and things like that. So in the next payout, I think it's here, so 600 something dollars. So the numbers, the trend is still going up. I think if I go back, maybe look at the sales. So let's take a look. What am I looking at? Okay, so here in the graph, I think I will look in the last 30 days. So I did have a little bit of a slowdown around Christmas time. You see, like I had a couple days with no sales, and overall December started pretty hot. I guess I hit the new record here on December 6th. It was over $100, and then it was kind of like steady, and close to Christmas things started slowing down. And well, today so far I have $0 because it's like 6 in the morning here. But overall, I guess it's still positive. I think here I can look at okay, seller's dashboard. So I think this would be good overall review. So if I do year to date, okay, apply. So this is the graph for the year. So I started on December 26th. I guess that's when I registered, and you can see this is all the numbers for the last 4 months this year since I started. So the trend is clearly up. So this is December. I think December would be a little bit slower than November. November was the busiest month so far, but that, I think, in terms of the units sold, but this graph goes up because I started selling on FBA Canada, which was pretty successful. So I think I wanted to make sure, to test the theory that customers would be ready to pay for the premium for the service, to get next day delivery and things like that. And they actually do, because I can offer those stickers for less if I send them myself by Canada Post, because that postage is just a $1 for a simple envelope, and Amazon fees, I think it's $6.50. So the $5 difference that's needs to be covered, but customers are willing to pay that, which is great. So that was my first thing which I wanted to try, and I kind of confirmed, yes, it's less hassle as well, because I can send them in bulk. I can pack everything and send in one go, and Amazon will take care of distribution, so I don't need to worry about fulfilling every day. I still do though, because I offer the low cost to the customers, but I see more and more people actually prefer FBA, which is fine. I still make the same dollar from the sale, or $2, regardless how I think it's item being distributed. Just customers, they pay more for the service, for the convenience, for the speed. But this is in a nutshell for this year. So I had 483 sales. total. I'm not sure what this five. I don't know why this discrepancy. This is the first time I'm looking at this dashboard actually, but the total was 3,689 average units. So I think this includes FBA, and this is a total thing. But roughly, if I look at this number, so maybe $1,500 profit for the year for the 4 months before taxes, of course. But this was a good start. So this is like the numbers which I currently have, and I only sell things on the Canadian market, and it's interesting how that works, because I do offer them across all the markets, but the funny thing is, like, I didn't have any sales outside of Canada until I think yesterday. So maybe if I look here, so if I try to go back, Canada, yes, it's here. So in last 30 days was like 162 sales in Canada, and that was my first sale in US. And I do have the other thing which I try to kind of prove to myself or learn is the size of the market. So I hear a lot that US market is about 10 times bigger than Canadian market, meaning if you sell 1 unit in Canada, in theory you should sell 10 units in US over the same period of time, which is something I will try. And I did order some samples for my stickers from China, because Chinese labor is not as expensive as Canadian or US, and I was able to negotiate the good rate for those folks to actually pack all the units, put my thank you letter and all barcodes and everything just exactly as I do them. And they sent me like 5 or 6 different samples, different materials. So I tested them. I found one which I liked. So I did order the first batch. I ordered 500 envelopes of the stickers to be sent to Amazon US, which is just left China like a few days ago. And I think, I don't know how long it's going to take, but the shipment itself is going to be, they said, about maybe 7 to 10 days. But then from my experience, like when I send items to Canadian Amazon for the first time, it did take a while. I think it took like 6 weeks until it would be like fully distributed. And I recently sent, and I think we can look at this dashboard. So I recently sent another 250 items. This time I used the Amazon preferred UPS rate, which was only like for $250. That was just 250 envelopes, which was under a 5 kilo, I think, like decent sized box, and that was like $12. So I think that's a very good way to ship to Amazon, because I did have like a free Canada Post promo thing which I used, but that was slow. So I think sending with preferred Amazon shipper is the way to go. It's a lot faster, and actually on every step they would send me update. They said the item left your city, it's on the way, warehouse received it, warehouse started receiving it, meaning like scan the barcodes and then they distribute it, and that the whole process only took maybe less than 10 days. So 6 weeks over 10 days. And I don't know, is it because it was a second shipment, because they have most of my items distributed already? I don't know, but it was a big difference. And you can see here. So which one is, so this guy, I think, yeah, this guy is FBA. Yeah, you can see here, that's what I'm talking about, that 6 $39 versus like I only maybe spent $1 for shipping if I ship myself. That's why there's a price difference. But if customer is willing to pay a little bit of premium to get things faster, that's okay with me, of course. And I try to maintain the price as low as possible, so I just kind of like make it very competitive. And on US market that would be in US dollars, but I will maintain this price. If I can ever negotiate a better deal, I will lower this price just to be more competitive and offer it for a better price. But here, so I think my first one was 100 envelopes, and now I sent 250, so that's like 350. So you can see I have 291 left. So I sold like 60 FBA Amazon fulfilled items in last maybe a month or so, maybe a month and a half. So yeah, this is also popular, good way of selling. I like it because I don't need to worry about anything. Amazon just takes care of everything. Yeah, so that's that. And I still have like few things. So I think I mentioned last time that I bought a cutting plotter, so I kind of like created this listing, and I have a custom decals thing, which I think I can share how this whole process works. So I think if I go here, and you see like I had few people buying. It's kind of very intense, it takes a lot of time and effort. And you see like I charge very, very low rate at the beginning, so this may go up to maybe around $10 because it takes a lot of time. And I think I can show you an example, right? So if I so maybe not here, but like I have, for example, I have one order in progress right now. So we do work with a gentleman on like they would upload the image, put some details how they want to do it, and I basically start with the image. And because this is like a super customized thing, I don't just cut the text or do some very basic stuff. I do like a full service custom thing. And then if you see it like many times, why this is taking a lot of time, because like this is a pretty low res image, so I can't just use it like this, so what I would end up doing, like I'll show you here the process. Let me see. Alright, so this would be like in Adobe Illustrator, I would image trace the image, which would look something like this. And you can tell like this is not gonna work. So I would then recreate this logo from scratch basically. So I would kind of search for the font. I use some online tools, some AI powered thing. You kind of like take a screenshot and say, hey, tell me what font this is, because there's like hundreds of thousands of different fonts, and it's very time consuming, very difficult to find exact match. And even you may not even find it, and you can tell like this is not exactly as this font maybe. I try to be as close as possible, but there's still like subtle differences. I think this font was correct, this maybe maybe correct, but it's not gonna be 100%, because when designer designs it, they can add some custom thing, and it would be impossible to just match it in many cases. And when I would do this, I would find like a proper vector images, because like this wasn't usable, like the maple leaf wasn't good. So I found on the internet and traced them and kind of made a few variations. So the customer wanted on the white background, so I also offered like, well, because you have like a dark background, the goal was basically for this thing to stand out on that background. So I offer like maybe use like a lighter color, because this would look good, or maybe use white. So we'll see what they say, but this is basically the process. I would make a fully custom thing, based on the request, and this is very low price, because I just starting, but the customers like it, and I think this is how I'm gonna work with that listing for now. Yeah, you can see. So it's 100% all good reviews, and I even I think I put something here to show. Yeah, sorry for the noise. But these stickers, it's a vinyl Oracle, very sticky, very good stuff, and you can pressure wash it, you can do whatever, but this thing is really good. The challenge is usually the small elements, they kind of could be tricky, so that's why I always review, and I try to make it large enough, avoid small elements, because they're very easy to lose, they can move, so things like that. But once you apply it, it stays there. It's really good, high performance quality thing, for a very good price today. So the other thing here, so I still maintain my good 100% review, so I'm very happy. This is the biggest prize to me, that my customers appreciate all the effort, and I have all the good reviews. So I have today so far 18 people responded. Everyone gives me highest rating, so thank you very much for that. This is the store as well. So I did hit a couple kind of misses, and that was because of the weather. I figured that was the weather, because somebody actually explained the issue they had, and I figured, okay, I need to address it, and this is good to have this feedback, because I can quickly react, and I think I mentioned last time that I did add things. I guess if I maybe go here, yeah, I added these images, and on my letter and each envelope I do mention that again. So hopefully, so far I didn't have any other negative reviews, because hopefully people figure it out, because I installed a lot of decals, and I know the weather could be a major problem, because they need above zero conditions. It needs to be surface needs to be dry and warm to apply it, and once you apply it, it stays there forever. So yeah, and I even had someone, I think they sent me a message, we worked through that. I said, well, I can send you a replacement, but they figured it out. So I'm glad that this actually worked, and people are able to get the quality they're looking for. So I think this one is $11.99. That's my FBA thing. So I did have 2 reviews. So, and then here you can say over 50 in the last months, which is pretty good. I think people do, like I mentioned, do buy them, do like them, and reviews good so far. So I'm happy about this, but you can tell the ratio, right? So this is something which, when I look at how many reviews versus sales, I always try to understand, because this is not mentioned anywhere. I think there's no a rule, but yeah, so I would say if I sold 60 of them, I only had 2 people who left reviews, and for some reason people leave review to me as a seller more than to the item, which is okay, but everyone's different. I think maybe depending how you look at this Amazon dashboard, you just click and without realizing if that review goes to the seller or to the item. But I'm happy about all the feedback I received, because even if it's not 100% positive, I think that constructive critical feedback is also very important, because that's the way for me to catch any problem, early on and try to fix it. Yeah, so, and these all items I have, like I started offering these, nobody bought these or that. But for now, I think the best seller, the main money maker, or sales maker is these custom design things. So I have variations. I offer lower price fulfilled by a merchant and high price by FBA. And I'm looking forward to get things on the US market, which hopefully, I think that will be a good test. I will share with you next time if that does really translate into 10x sales, given the market size. But I don't know. I'm just going to test it myself and see what that looks like. So the other things I basically I do look into, looking into the new year, how I can add more products, what can I sell, what can I offer. I have some sticker ideas, but you can tell that the market is pretty, saturated on Amazon. There's like pretty much everything you can imagine. The other day I did look into, I think I will just so is it shoe dryer. So I did look at something. I kind of came up with this idea on my own at home, and I want to see. Yeah, so you see like these kind of things, and I know, like, I didn't know if they exist, but they do, and it's very basic thing. It's just kind of like a wire, and sold for like $20, and or this thing, even more, $22. And I will share that this is just an idea, because I try to expand. I try to kind of offer something, and you can see like 900 things bought in a month. So this is basic, but I'll show you what I have, what I was working on. So let's see. I'm gonna bring this. So what I kind of came up with, and this is a 3D model. So I'm graphic designer, artist. I can design things. I can model 3D things. So in Blender, basically, what I kind of was looking for, so this thing is like that vent which goes in the floor in, I think, most North American homes. So when I kind of look at it, I say, well, that thing which offered on Amazon today, it's gonna fall. It doesn't actually control the air. So I've designed something which would look like this, and you see, like, it would just be a thing which would completely go on top of the air vent, and you would have like a cap like this, and that cap you would be able to close, and then say, I only want this one to be active. So you can, for example, you can close like this, and then you have 100% of air flowing through this section, and then you would have like a couple maybe extensions, and then at the end here you have like air distribution, and you can put them inside of your shoes, put them on the floor versus like upside down, so it doesn't drip. So that's an idea, and I did reach out to a few manufacturers in China. So far it does look like pretty expensive, for my level, because you probably need to order like I don't know, many thousands of those to make it worth, but for now I have an idea. I still do some research. I may like improve the design, and it's a little bit risky, because if I like order, let's say, even 1,000 of them and nobody likes them, like I will be down like few $1,000s, and I don't know what to do with these, so it's kind of, it requires some research. It requires more, I guess, testing, maybe find some prototype, which is very expensive, because if it's made from plastic, the thing is, like, the mold is very expensive. You can 3D print this thing as a prototype, but to actually manufacture them, each element is like as a custom thing, which will require molding, which is like $1,000, few $1,000. So you need like a very high quantity, and you need a high certainty that this thing will sell. So that's why I kind of still work in progress. I'm trying, okay, well, maybe we'll come up with something else. Maybe I'll find a manufacturer who would offer me a better price. But this is something which I consider, because if like this business, I want to see what works, how I can actually improve, how I can offer more products. And the other thing which I think a lot of people know, right? And what is it? Jungle Scout. So I haven't bought any subscription from these guys, but this is, I know many Amazon sellers, they use this tool to kind of identify the niche products, which I may try next year. I may see what I can find maybe to offer, because if you, it's not a secret, right? So if you just go to Alibaba and just a quick, like, I don't know, the other day I was looking for my son to buy a watch, and you can see, like, just given this example, right, something like that, like a toy. But these things, I think the cheapest, I mean, this is $13, but I don't know, and they buy a lot of them. So, but this is like a very cheap item. Like they sell them for like $13 in Walmart. But most of them like close to $20, more 30. And then if you go on Alibaba, the same product you see like $1, $2, like some of them more expensive, but they have like even like 50 cents. So, and then if you buy like 1,000 of them, you can get like a pretty good rate. But again, I think if you consider this, it's not like you can become a millionaire off this, because if you even buy them for $1, you're probably going to pay shipping and custom fees, which could be another $2. That's what I figured. The shipping customs cost usually more than the product itself. So that will become like a $3 in Canadian dollars. That would be $4, right? And then when you add maybe $7-8 of Amazon fees and fulfillment delivery, that will become like $12 just to break even. So if you do sell it for like $15, then you make couple bucks. But the thing is, you also need to consider is like, what if the quality is not good, somebody returns it. Like for example, I had one sticker on FBA returned, and that cost me, because I paid Amazon. I think they don't return the fee that they charged, so that's gone. And the product, I guess, was returned in the condition that would not be resellable. That's what Amazon told me, like, you need to remove it, so you pay again to remove it. So every miss, if it's a low quality product, or maybe it could be even like a customer error, but customer always right. So if they decided to return it for some reason, they don't like it or didn't want it, that costs you as a seller. So, and then you need to factor in those things into that. And plus, you see like how many watches they have. So it's like, I don't know, 100 different designs, and they all sell. Like, people buy them. You can see. And I think a tool like NetScout should help you to identify. Maybe they would tell you, oh, you know what, this is not a good niche. Maybe there's something else. Like the other day I was looking, for example, for the corkscrew wine opener. So I just kind of base these decisions on my own research, like when I need something, and if it's hard to find, or if I cannot find something what I was looking for, or maybe there's not exactly the thing which I was looking for. And then this is another thing. For example, I was considering maybe have it in I think, let's see, if I yeah, something like, you see this item, but you see the reviews. I mean, something went very very wrong with this. I mean, this is out of 9, so something is wrong. I'm not sure what. I can read reviews, but I have an idea of like offering custom corkscrew, you know, not like this one. I have like a different idea in mind, you know, very like simple, with like a bottle stoppers in the box, maybe with some image. Kind of what I'm getting here is like, I don't want to just sell another thing which already offered on Amazon, which could be also a good strategy, but I kind of try to customize thing. Maybe like you see like this guys, they put some logo or whatever, and that's $39. I'm not sure what's inside, but I'm sure you can make this thing for like maybe $5 in China. Yeah, this is, but because it's kind of very custom, the box is very beautiful, so it's a very good gift item, right? So, and people do pay premium for those. But on the other hand, it's expensive to customize things, especially if they like, if it's a metal or plastic. Maybe box is fine, but if you do anything custom, you need to order high quantity to justify that, or it would be like very expensive. Just like simple like this, for example, I go reach out to Chinese factories like, hey, maybe I want to buy 1,000 of these guys, but can you make a sample? And they could charge you like $2 or $3 for something, but the sample cost would be like $120. It could be like plus shipping. It's ridiculous. So every time you want to try something new, it will cost. So you need to be very careful. There's like a lot of research to do to make sure that you actually get the right thing, something that you can sell, or you'll be stuck. So this is what's in my mind. I guess for the next year, I'm trying to see if I can expand. You know, can I scale this thing? Can I offer different things? So this is all the research I do right now, and I will share it. So feel free to subscribe if you're interested, you know, to learn maybe next month or in a few months from now. But my very next step, what I'm looking for to confirm, is to actually make sure to find out the size of the US market and how that would translate into sales, because I have a successful product. I know I sell quite a few of them in Canada. I know they're good quality items and they work, people like them. So now the next step is to offer it on US market and see if I can make 10x sales there or not. So the US market is also more competitive, but I have a unique product, and I'm looking forward to find out what happens. So yeah, happy new year to everyone. This is 2023 for me, first 4 months. I'm very happy about results, you know, and how it all started. So we'll see how that goes next year, and I will take you with me on this journey, and we'll share everything that I learned, all ideas. Thank you very much.